Okay, I'm waiting on a Skype session here. Um, Waiting on a Skype session with a new client here. And anyway, while I'm waiting here, let me point out something. Robert Dilt's logical levels of change, sort of. I put that as a disclaimer because I relate to it like this. So I drew it in a circular form. Um, the, in NLP, they always draw it like this as a pyramid. I drew it like this because as you go further in, you go deeper into the personality. Okay, I think of it like that instead of in a pyramid form. So I hope that's okay with everybody. Now, any minute now, we'll see. We'll get started. Y'all get to watch. I'll get to listen. Okay. All right, here we go. Hey, hey, Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard, man, how you doing? Hey, how are things back in Barbados now? Oh, no, you're still in New York City. Ah, shit. Yeah, that's gotta suck to be in New York City. I mean, it's 1933. It's early November for you, isn't it? And it's kind of restless. Nobody's got any money. Everybody's got to wait in line forever to get bread, coffee, and yeah, it's getting cold there. What, you don't have any money, do you? Because you're a professional dancer, and the entertainment industry is pretty flat. So yeah, you're not getting too many dance gigs. Okay, well that sucks. Well, you are in Barbados now. Well, okay, let's go. Oh yeah, before we go any further, make sure you have your recorder running. I want you to record our session so you can listen to it later. Okay, good, good. And also, be sure you keep a journal of everything that goes on. When you write down a desire, write down developments and what's going on with it as progress happens, and then when you really attain something, describe that too. There's a guy on YouTube named Joseph Ally, and he says that keeping tracking what happens with your manifestations is the most important thing you can be doing, because you get to see for yourself what really works, and you really kind of develop your own style that way, I think. Okay. Okay, now I sent you a list of a few questions by email, a little email questionnaire. Number one is like, what is your desire? And you have a good, simple, straightforward desire. That is to be in Barbados, right? And then the reasons why you don't want to be in New York. We already talked about that. You want to be home, and and you talked to that guy Abdullah. Tell me about Abdullah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Abdullah. Okay. All right. Well, wait. Hold on, Neville. That guy Abdullah. He may seem like a real prick. I understand. I understand your frustration, but he is really smart, and he really knows what he's talking about. And I'll tell you what I like. I like what Abdullah has been uh, teaching you, because in the manifestation community, it seems like everything can be just so ambiguous and so wishy-washy and slippery, that to me it's very refreshing that Abdullah has come along and just given you a very blunt, black and white, very unwavering, simple set of instructions, and that's perfect. And you have been doing that too, haven't you? You have been imagining that you're already in your mother's house. Like when you go to bed, you imagine that you're in Barbados, and so that's perfect. You're doing what he told you to do. Well, yeah, but that's only been 2 weeks, you know. I mean, there is a little bit of lag time. You don't just snap your fingers and just transport right back to Barbados instantaneously. I mean, there is a little bit of lag time, Neville. You know, 2 weeks is not a problem. So, well, yeah, it's early November. You want to be home for Christmas, but still, you do have to allow a little bit of lag time to go by. But you're doing everything just right. So keep doing what you're doing. Okay, let's go through this and let's make the situation even more simple. Not just in Barbados, but let's go like in your mother's house and say, okay, you want to be in your mother's house in Barbados, and so what will you be doing there? Well, yeah, you'd be visiting with everyone. That's really it. That's the main thing. You'd be just visiting and reconnecting with where you're from, and the way that the way that you're gonna feel when you're there. Right, a very welcome home kind of a feeling, like a very loving environment, very welcome home. Sure. Okay. Now I mentioned like can you think of like an archetype that really takes the whole situation and really ties it in? And you said what the entertainer archetype, and also like a long lost son one. Yeah. Well, you know, the entertainer archetype, it really does apply to you, but it applies to you more in what you do in New York City because you're a professional dancer. Okay. But for what we're doing, let's just go with the long lost son one. And you know, I don't even know if that's really an archetype, but it doesn't matter. You know, what really does matter here is that the whole situation really ties in and is really congruous, really in harmony with like who you are as a person. That's what needs to happen in order for it to really materialize. It has to be something that is who you are. And it is. Well, yeah, because you really are from Barbados, and you really do have a history there. You have a place to stay there. So there, you don't have to contrive anything about how it's really you and who you are, because it really is. Now let me show you something like. Okay, the Robert Dilts, the logical levels have changed, sort of. Well, okay, Robert Dilts. Yeah, right. You've never heard of him. Well, okay, he won't be born for another 22 years. Okay, you're 1933. He's not born until like 1955 or something. So anyway, no problem. Don't worry about the time slip. Okay, no problem. But what this is kind of like dimensions of a situation. So like the setting, what I'm calling it, the setting. I changed a few things. Okay. I changed this for manifestation and what we do. So the setting is like your mother's house in Barbados. Okay, got that. Behavior. That's like you hanging out and getting reacquainted and you really playing the role of that long lost son, like we're saying is sort of like an archetype. Okay. Okay, what skills and all, you don't need any skill. You're just hanging out. Okay, let's go on. Values. Now, the values are really like the state of mind. Like the value is your emotional state, and you know the value is what Anthony Robbins calls the value the target. It's like he says that's the target, because everything that you're trying to accomplish really revolves around how you think you're going to feel. It really all boils down to how you think you're going to feel, no matter what you're trying to accomplish. So, to feel that welcome home feeling, and then that's easy for you to feel because you really are welcome home if you're there, because that is really who you are. So then, if the whole situation, as you look at all the aspects of a situation, if it all comes down, and if it's really in harmony with your essence as a person, then the whole thing fits together, and And it's much easier then at that point for you to feel that high level of faith. And like I was saying, faith is loyalty to unseen reality. So when everything fits together, it's easier to feel that high level of faith that's needed for you to condense everything into being something that really is tangible. Okay. Now, if the situation, if it had nothing to do with who you really are as a person, then you wouldn't be able to have that level of faith, or it would be extremely hard. It'd be very hard if this was all a mismatch. You wouldn't be able to feel that welcome home feeling so well, and you wouldn't be able to feel the faith. All right, okay. Wait, what? Okay, right. You, right. We'll say this is you, and you're saying you do not get what you want, but you get what you already are. That's what you're saying. Right. Right. You don't get what you want because what? Because if it was something that you want, then that would show some sort of discrepancy between this and who you are. So you don't get what you want because if you wanted it would be of a discrepancy. So then you're saying you get what you already are because that's all one and the same. Oh, Neville, that's brilliant. Wait. You don't get what you want, but you get what you already are because all of that is all just one expression at that point, isn't it? You don't get what you want, but you get what you already are. Oh man, Neville, that's genius. And you've only been doing this for 2 weeks. Yeah, everything that I've been trying to explain, you just explained in one quote. So I'm gonna start using that quote. You don't get what you want, but you get what you already are. Oh God, that's perfect, Neville. That's perfect. Wow, that is just incredible. You don't get what you want because if you wanted it, it would be something out there that you don't have. But you get what you already are because all of this is all one. It's all one. It is what you are. Well, Neville, I don't think you'll have any problem getting back to Barbados because that is who you are. So you get what you are, which is being in Barbados. No problem, Neville. Wow. Well, you taught me something. You taught me something, Neville. That's really brilliant. That's really that's a very clever, concise quote there. That's just incredible. Okay, Neville. Okay, you know what? One more thing. Imagine that, like just a couple of days before Christmas, I call you up and I say, Neville, see there, I told you. You're in Barbados. Tell me about it. Tell me what it's like to be there back at your mom's house. No, I'm going to call you a couple of days before Christmas, and I expect for you to be telling me just how excited you are to be there. Okay. All right. So imagine me calling you a couple of days before Christmas, and also Neville, please like and subscribe to my station, to my YouTube channel. Will you please? All right. Okay, Neville, we'll talk to you right before Christmas. Thanks.